8 out of every 10 crimes reported in our city is a property crime. More than 75% of people arrested for theft have prior arrests. I'm Mayor Richard Berry, and I'm standing here in the Albuquerque Police Museum. This museum is dedicated to the brave men and women who have for more than a century fought to take criminals off our streets. When I ran for mayor, I promised all of you that I would work hard to give these men and women the tools they need to fight crime. Since taking office on December 1st, I've worked hard to fulfill that promise. In January, I unveiled a comprehensive plan to fight property crime to more than 500 real estate brokers during a convention at the National Hispanic Cultural Center. The plan calls for all of us, police, prosecutors, judges, legislators, corrections, and everyday folks like ourselves to work together to drive thieves out of our community. Together, we're going to identify the thieves, target the thieves, expose the thieves, track the thieves, empower neighborhoods and businesses to combat the thieves, pursue tougher laws in Santa Fe, seek tougher penalties through stronger prosecution. Most importantly, we're going to make Albuquerque a bad place to be a criminal. How are we going to do that? First, we need help from our friends in the legislature. We're going to ask them to enact a meaningful 3 strikes law to take the worst offenders off the street. We're going to ask them to increase the statute of limitations for property crimes. If a property crime was committed 3 years ago and we find the offender today, there's no way we can prosecute.
When the law was enacted 15 years ago, those of us who were up in Santa Fe trying to get a true 3 strikes you're out bill, with a bill that would have taken the worst of the worst off the streets, we were worried that the bill was being watered down to the point where it just wouldn't work. The bill has applied to no one.
Solution number 2, we're going to expose the thieves. Every 3rd Friday, we will take out an ad in the Albuquerque Journal that features mugshots of the most wanted property crime offenders. As you drive home tonight, you may see one of our 10 electronic billboards featuring a wanted property crime offender. We're going to ask Crime Stoppers to feature more property crime offenders and offer incentives for people who turn in offenders. And we're going to send out mass emails about wanted offenders. We're going to expose the criminals in the city. It's us against them. In print, on boards, on television, online, on mall kiosks, you'll see them everywhere. This is a full court press. Solution number 3, we're going to track the thieves. We're going to ask the Department of Corrections to put GPS ankle bracelets on property crime offenders. We'll be watching and anticipating their every move. This is not just a city problem. Solution number 4, we need to adopt a regional approach to track the thieves. We're not going to just drive them out of Albuquerque, we're going to drive them out of our region, or we're going to send them to jail. We're going to share information with other agencies through a web-based application. We are going to partner with the district attorneys in our region to consolidate cases that cross jurisdictional lines. We're going to participate and form multi-jurisdictional all-property crime task forces. We're going to assist smaller agencies with technical and investigative resources as well. Solution number 5, we're going to anticipate. Recently, the Albuquerque Police Department started predictive modeling. This technique uses computers to predict where, when, and how the next crime will occur.
One of the things that we find out very often is when we deal with property crime offenses is that these are repeat offenders. Very often these offenders have been arrested many times, in some cases 10, 20, 30 or more times.
Solution number 6, we're going to recover stolen property. During the campaign, I promised, if elected, my administration would develop a plan to work with pawn shops. We're a tougher place to sell stolen property. Shops will be provided with a system to interact with law enforcement to identify stolen property. We're also going to seek a city ordinance and a state law that will require pawn shops to enter data into an automated tracking system. We are going to seek legislation to strengthen the ordinance on gold and silver exchanges as well. And we're going to help companies track and recover stolen construction equipment. We need to be proactive and we need to work with business, but we also need to look online. A lot of stolen property is sold on the internet. APD caught 2 suspects last year who were trying to sell stolen bikes on eBay. Detectives will now start watching online auctions. I want thieves to know that the next person they sell something to online could be an Albuquerque police officer. Solution number 7, and this is a very important part of the plan. Cases are made on evidence, and we're going to get that evidence to ensure convictions. CSI will be dispatched to all burglaries, and anyone arrested, no matter how small the crime, will be fingerprinted. That has never been done before in the city of Albuquerque. I have news for you. When we arrest someone and fingerprint them, it's probably not their first time that they've committed a crime.
The repeat offenders are the ones who are causing the most problems in our city. You know, you figure 80% of all crimes that are committed in our city are property crime offenses. And of those 80%, those are being committed by 10 to 20% of the same criminals. So what we want to do is we want to focus all our efforts on those same 10 to 20% of offenders and target them with aggressive enforcement action and prosecution, and hopefully keep them, get them locked up, put them in prison, and keep them there.
Solution number 8, we are expanding the way we hold criminals accountable. Federal time is real time. It's hard time. Our partners at the U.S. Attorney's Office have agreed to assist in prosecuting certain repeat offenders as well as gun crimes. Solution number 9, we're going to establish a night detective squad. Having night detectives will expand our presence into the evening hours, specifically targeting offenders who prey on victims at night. This will allow us to utilize technology like night vision goggles to catch thieves in the act. Just like the police have shifts, criminals have day and night shifts as well. Thieves work around the clock, and now we will too.
Based, again, on our technology and based on history and just based on criminal mindset, they love to break into vehicles at night.
Solution number 10, we need help from private industry to combat thieves. Local dealerships and insurance companies have donated vehicles for us to use as bait cars, bait trucks, and motorcycles. Businesses have allowed us to put undercover detectives in their stores. This fellow pictured here is actually an Albuquerque police officer. Criminals beware. The next property crime victim may be a cop. Solution number 11, we're going to put more cops on the streets. Last year, there were 468 officers assigned to answer calls for service full-time. When APD bids this year, there will be as many as 500 officers assigned to take calls full-time, the most ever in Albuquerque. Every officer in uniform, including specialized units, will be made available to take calls for service. Every police officer will be pitching in. The SWAT team, the bomb squad, the K-9 unit, and traffic officers will be looking for thieves. This is a full court press against crime. Solution 12, we need to communicate better. Victims have indicated that contacting property crime units can be difficult at times. Every APD unit will now have a dedicated email address for victims to communicate with investigators. For example, apdburglary@cabq.gov. We're also going to provide block captains the cell phone numbers of their APD beat sergeants. Solution 13, work with the business community. This plan is not just me or APD, it's our plan as the city. We recognize how valuable our business partners are. We are providing industry an internet website so they can share information about offenders and criminal activity affecting their businesses. We've done it already with retail stores and it's working. Solution number 14, we need help from our neighbors. Look, we can't do this alone. One of the best deterrents against crime is watchful neighbors. This has been proven time and again. We're going to be asking neighborhood leaders to help us through a new automated notification system. We'll create an email list in which block captains can communicate with each other and the police. And finally, we're going to get all of you involved. We've started tweeting all stolen cars taken in the morning. We're asking radio stations to broadcast the information. We'll send out this mass email and post online hot sheets. We're going to start a public database of stolen cars and license plates as well. The database will be accessible through smartphone applications. Many of you are wondering, how can you get involved? It's easy. Go to APD's website at cabq.gov/police. Look for the property crime link. There you will find instructions on how to get Twitter updates, how you can volunteer to become a block captain, and how to set up your email to get the notifications. On this website, we'll keep you informed of our progress as we move forward. I've heard the community loud and clear. I've been a victim myself. Together, we need to take a stand. We need to tell the thieves that this is not a good place to do business. This is our city, this is our property, and this is our plan. Today, we've made Albuquerque a bad place to be a criminal. Thank you and good night.